Live from the broadcast center in Los Angeles, this is KCAL9 News at 8.
Now at 8, finally Friday, but a wet start to the Southern California weekend again. We are on storm watch.
A tragic discovery in an Orange County parking lot. A homeless family of 4 found dead inside their van, possibly from carbon monoxide poisoning.
Then another major player in Hollywood is facing sexual harassment allegations tonight. What the Motion Picture Academy has to say about these claims.
But we begin with breaking news. Another firing in Washington. Former FBI Deputy Director Andrew McCabe was just fired by the Attorney General. President Trump complained about McCabe for months because McCabe was loyal to fired FBI Director James Comey and could have been a witness in the Russia investigation. But the FBI says McCabe broke department rules by talking to journalists and not telling the truth about it. McCabe has long claimed Trump has been out to punish him, and he told CBS News Tonight, "This is the latest chapter in an attack on my credibility and service to the country."
And more breaking news tonight here at home in Long Beach. A deadly crash. A Maserati split in two after hitting a palm tree. Stu Mundell is live in Sky 9 in Long Beach. Stu.
That's right. You can see that Maserati split in half out there. Fatal crash. One person dies here on the scene. A second person from that vehicle taken to a local hospital in critical condition. This is all happening out here on East Los Coyotes Diagonal, right by the traffic circle. Now, Long Beach Fire arrived here earlier this evening. They found that car split in half. They tried to save that one person. They're saying that both the people from this vehicle were outside the car when they arrived. One of them they were able to take to the hospital, still in critical condition. Sadly, the other passed away here on scene. While this accident is here, an investigation's just getting underway. A portion of Los Coyotes Diagonal is going to be closed right at the traffic circle. Live in Sky 9 over Long Beach, I'm Stu Mundell. Peter, Elsa, back to you.
All right, sad situation, Stu. Thanks. Grab your umbrella. It looks like it's going to be another rainy weekend in Southern California. The rain already started to come down in West LA as drivers were heading home from work.
KCAL9 meteorologist Markina Brown is here to tell us how much rain we can expect over the weekend. Markina.
Hi guys, good evening. Yeah, you know, the thing about the systems that we've seen on and off over the last week is that we haven't seen a whole lot of heavy rain. It's been mainly just light nuisance rain that kind of comes into the area, goes out, and in some instances, you could even see a little sunshine. That is what we'll continue to see even as we go through the night tonight. We're looking at some moderate rainfall here, as indicated by the yellows and oranges here. Way to the north of Calabasas, Simi Valley seeing some of that as well. Now Calabasas is starting to dry out, but the folks in Temple City are dealing with some very light rainfall right along the 19 there. We're seeing that the 10, seeing some very light rain. Monterey Park dealing with light to moderate rainfall. Same story for the folks in West Covina. Again, very light rainfall. So that is what we will continue to do as we go through the night tonight. Also, we have this. A winter weather advisory is in effect here for, it includes the LA and Ventura County mountains. That goes until Sunday morning. Snow levels at 4,000 feet. And yes, they could see some accumulation above 5,000 feet. So we've got more rain and more snow in the forecast. Will we get an opportunity to dry out as we get into the rest of the weekend? We'll talk about it coming up in just a little bit. Guys, back to you.
All right, Markina, thanks. People in the Topanga Canyon area are keeping a close eye on the weather conditions.
You bet. The rain earlier this week sent mud and rocks crashing down onto Topanga Canyon Boulevard, and a busy stretch will stay closed through the weekend. As
KCAL9's Amy Johnson found out, that news is not going over well with local business owners.
The stretch of roadway has been cleared, but crews have kept it closed. They even advised us not to go down this roadway because they fear when the rain comes down, so might more mud and huge rocks and other debris, just making it just too dangerous for this road to be used right now. Crews have been working fast to clear mud off of Scenic Route 27 or Topanga Canyon Boulevard after a mudslide early Thursday morning covered the roadway in thick mud.
It was a surprise. It's kind of a pain.
Courtney Crossfield is visiting from Seattle and didn't know a 4-mile stretch of the road is closed through Sunday.
We were just exploring the area. We were trying to find the park and just look at the scenery, basically.
Our drone shows the scenery from above. These burned hillsides have given way 3 times since the Topanga fire scorched the area in January. Caltrans crews have cleaned up the road but say it will remain closed for safety reasons because more rain is expected.
So that's really hard to hear, that the road's clear and it's clean, and people could be coming all day today, and they could close it off at 5 or 6 o'clock, and that could promote us, the entire town of Topanga, getting business.
Andrea Fisher is the manager at Jalan Jalan Imports, which sits just at the base of the closure.
It's been terrible. It's been affecting our business. It's like a ghost town, and we usually get 20 to 30,000 people that drive past our store a day, and that's a big part of our business.
She says her store and others in the area rely on passing traffic coming up from PCH.
We have had 2 sales in 2 days.
Unfortunately, there may be another couple of days of very slow sales for that business and many others here, because the road is not supposed to open again until late Sunday, and Caltrans says it could be even later if the rain continues to fall. In Topanga Canyon, Amy Johnson, KCAL9 News.
Stay on top of the Southland forecast with our CBS LA weather app. Get it free on iTunes and Google Play.
A tragic discovery in a Garden Grove parking lot.
A family of 4, including 2 young children, found dead inside a van. It seems they were homeless and had been living inside the vehicle but had refused offers for help.
So tragic. KCAL9's Dave Lopez has the disturbing details.
It happened on that spot behind me where the unlit candles are. A family of 4 found dead in a van. The motor obviously had been running and the car ran out of gas. How did it happen? Why did it happen?
It should have never happened. These people should have asked for help.
But it did happen. And according to Garden Grove detectives, family members told them that the man who was found dead in this van, along with his wife and 2 young children, had told them, "I'm okay. I'm homeless, but I can take care of my own family. I don't need any help."
Because I tried to give them leads to go to the church on Euclid to talk to those people to get a place to live for him and his kids.
And what did he say?
He didn't want it.
Dan Wellbond said he knew the family, that he would drive by, see them, and try to help them. How about his wife? She wouldn't go either?
No. I think the wife was kind of scared of him.
So police say last night, about 8:30, in this busy parking lot on the corner of Brookhurst and Chapman, a homeless woman smelled something very foul coming from this van. She looked inside, called police. Then came the grim discovery. 4 people laying down in the back of this van, all in their pajamas. Police identified the family as Dad, age 41, Mom, age 20, and 2 young children. A little girl, about 2, a little boy, 8 months old. Police say all died possibly from carbon monoxide poisoning, and they had been dead for at least 2 to 3 days. When you heard about this, they don't hit your radar, nothing?
No.
Never?
No.
It's the job of Officer Brian Mears and his partner to patrol the streets of Garden Grove looking for people who are homeless and in need, especially families living in their cars. But he never once heard about this situation, and if he had, even if the husband had refused help, he said, the children would have been taken away.
We've placed easily 40 to 50 people in shelters.
He probably had a pride problem. You know, we don't.
And you run into that a lot.
We do.
Yvette Ahlstrom of the Illumination Foundation, which finds places for homeless families. She said help was there, but from all indications, the father of this family didn't listen. Detectives have been told that that van had been parked in this lot for more than a month, and that people were constantly approaching the man saying, "Let's help. You need help. Let's give you some help." And every time he'd say, "Go away. Leave me alone." From Garden Grove, Dave Lopez, KCAL9 News.
A major Hollywood figure is in the spotlight, and not the good kind. The president of the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences is facing sexual harassment allegations. KCAL9's Jeff Nguyen has reaction from the Academy.
The Academy that brings you the Oscars is investigating claims of sexual harassment against its president. Let's go ahead and show you a picture of the man about whom we are talking. This is John Bailey. He was elected to lead the Academy of Motion Pictures, Arts and Sciences in August, but his tenure has been marked with a historic shift in the film industry with the Me Too and Time's Up movements, which have focused on combating sexual harassment. That came in the wake of reports of sexual harassment allegations against former studio head Harvey Weinstein. Well, now Variety is reporting 3 women filed claims against Bailey on Wednesday. At this point, it's unclear whether the accusers worked with him at the Academy or whether they interacted with him during his career as a cinematographer. The Academy has confirmed claims that were made, but first, let's hear from the reporter that broke this story for Variety.
We have not talked to the women. We have not talked to an attorney for the women, so we don't know who they are, what they're alleging, when it occurred, or anything. We just know that there were 3 complaints of sexual harassment that went to the Academy on Wednesday, and then it came out today. So, you know, obviously it sort of came through the Academy.
And here's a statement from the organization that runs the Oscars. The Academy treats all complaints confidentially to protect all parties. The membership committee reviews all complaints according to our standards of conduct process. We will not comment further until a full review is completed. So far, no word as to how long the investigation will take place, but if he is forced to step down, Mr. Bailey will be temporarily replaced by the Academy's vice president until the next election in July. In Beverly Hills, Jeff Nguyen, KCAL9 News.
Well, the streets from downtown LA to Santa Monica will be more clogged than usual this weekend by thousands of runners. It's the 33rd annual LA Marathon from the stadium to the sea, Dodger Stadium to Santa Monica. Here's the route that comes down the hill from Chavez Ravine and runs through downtown by the Disney Concert Hall before it moves west to Hollywood and Grauman's Chinese Theater, through Beverly Hills and Rodeo Drive to the coastal home stretch down Ocean Avenue to the finish line in Santa Monica. And for more information on the route and road closures this weekend, just go to our website, KCAL9.com, and click C9 TV.
Beautiful, beautiful run or walk, whatever you choose to do.
Walk for me.
Taco Bell doesn't just value their menu. The fast food restaurant also values higher education for their employees. Wait until you hear how much, though, they value it. Coming up next, Markina.
Hey there, yeah, we've got lots going on this weekend, and as our chopper flies live over the city, you can see that right now we're doing all right, but will we see rain all weekend long? I'll let you know coming up.
Also at 8, what White House staffers are being told about a possible personnel shakeup.
Plus, the sports store Flasher. Police looking for a man they say exposed himself to a young girl.
But first, here's a look at the best of LA and Orange County tonight on KCAL9.com, where we are always on. KCAL9 News at 8. We'll be right back.